Hey there, everyone. Thanks so much for coming in this Tuesday. Thank you, replay viewers. Nice to see you. And thanks, YouTube viewers, for being here as well. YouTube viewers, if you'd like to watch live and join in the chat, download the Periscope app to your phone or device and search for Penguin and Fish. I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central. Thanks so much, guys, for jumping in. We are going to do all the embroidery. Not all of it, we won't finish it tonight, but we are going to start the embroidery on block 35 of the Splendid Sampler. Alright, I'm going to flip you guys around. Hey there all! Happy Tuesday! Thanks so much for coming in. We are going to do all these little embroidery stitches tonight. I think we're going to start down here. It's going to be fun. We're going to stitch with just one thread, and I don't think I'm going to use a hoop. I think we're just going to put our stabilizer on there and get stitching. We'll see how it goes. It's just going to be one tiny little thread. I think it'll be fun though. I'm excited. They're kind of fun little intricate stitches. It'll be nice. So if you guys are new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we create lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery and a fabric designer as well, and I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central. I was not here last night though. On Mondays I have a beginning painting class, and I was there last night, and it was so fun. I love it so much. I just want to paint. I want to put canvases up everywhere and paint. I'm just so excited about it. It's oil painting, and I don't really know what I'm doing with oil paint, so I was pretty excited that it was all oil paint. So, all right, guys, I'm going to flip you around, and we'll get going. Let me know how your Tuesday is going and what you're working on. Alrighty, so I have my thread all out here, so we can pick some colors. Here's the sewing. We got the sewing done on Sunday, so that was good. We did all in one sitting, so this only took an hour to do, which is awesome. I love when we can do blocks that just take that long. Now we can just do all of the cute embroidery stitches. You have one side done. You have one side of the X, so you got like two of these done, Anthe. That's pretty dang good. All right, so let's get going. So I kind of had in my head that I kind of want to model this after my own garden. Block finish without the embroidery. Oh, that's where I am too. So, all right. I think I might actually do the same colors for this one, but I kind of want to, I think these kind of look like cherry tomatoes, so I think I might turn these red so that they look like cherry tomatoes in my garden. Yeah, the Eaton kale. One of these have got to be the Eaton kale. Not my bunnies. The stupid bunnies in the yard ate all the kale in the garden. So one of these has got to be kale. Maybe, I don't know, this guy maybe? I have zucchini. I'm kind of tempted. I was tempted to have this be zucchini, except for I kind of like the color pink. So I'm wondering, maybe this will be zucchini, and I don't have peonies, but my mom has peonies, and I just really like them. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just make this pink and pretend they're peonies, and I don't know, maybe these could be beans or something. I don't know. All I know for sure is that I kind of want these to be cherry tomatoes, so I'm going to make all these, I think, red. But we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to get started on this one, I think. I don't know. For some reason, I'm zoning in on this one for some reason, so I figured that's a good reason to just start there. So, okay, we are going to be doing a cute little herringbone stitch that goes right down the middle, and then they all have these little cross marks on, just like a little hash at the cross of the herringbone, and then a whole bunch of lazy daisy stitches, it looks like. So I think we can do all that pretty easily. We are going to use one strand of thread. So one thing that I think about when I have several stitches, and especially in different colors, plant marigolds. I know I should. Marigolds look so pretty too. I kind of like them. I don't know. I think I got those bunnies out of there now. We put more stakes around the fence, so I think we're probably good now. All right, so one thing I think about is the order I want to stitch in, and I go in what appears to me to be the bottommost layer, and I work my way up. So in this case, the bottommost layer kind of looks like this herringbone, this green herringbone stitch in the back, because this pink, this little hash stitch, this one little stitch right there, that appears to go on top. And it would make sense that it would go on top of the little herringbone stitch. And then these decorative lazy daisies, I think I'll just do at the end, so they're out of my way when I do the other two stitches. So that's the order I'm going to go in. I'm going to go herringbone, then this little crosshatch thing, and then the lazy daisies. So, okay, I have it already printed. Yep, 1 strand of floss. I'm going to do 1 strand of floss for all of them, which is so tiny. It's going to be tiny, 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 but I think it's going to be fun. So I've printed the whole design onto some sticky Fabri-Sulfy, and it's an embroidery stabilizer that comes, you can print right through the printer, and it comes off like a sticker, and you stick it right on your design. It is very, very delicate and tiny, and technically you could probably just wing it and draw a rectangle on here and then just stitch it on, but I'm going to do it exact like the design, so that's why I printed out on some Fabri-Sulfy. Here's just so you guys know, here's the sticky Fabri-Sulfy, what it looks like in the packaging, and you can print it right through a machine, which is awesome, because then you don't have to trace it, and that's what I love about this. So I think instead of cutting the big thing out and placing the big thing, I think I'm going to cut out each section as I do it. So I think that's my plan. So I'm going to start by cutting out this section down here, and I'm going to leave a good edge on it, and then up here we'll just kind of cut through like this, and then we'll cut back down like there. So I'm going to set the rest of it aside. Yeah, it'll be a little less to wash out, but then I think it'll also just not let all the other stuff get in the way. It won't lose the stick of everything else, potentially. So I think I'm just going to try it this way. We'll see if it works. Yeah, easier to handle. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to use a hoop this time, just because it's a little difficult to use a hoop when you have a finished block. One thing you could do if you wanted to use a hoop, this just seems like too much work to me, but you could put a piece of muslin on the back and baste this to the muslin, and then cut out the back of the muslin, so you're just stitching. So you have the hoop right here, and it's on the muslin and on your block. But that's just kind of a little too much work. I think I'm just gonna hold it like this. I think we'll make it just fine. You had to base it down after you've been working for a while. Yeah. All right. So let's see if I can get this off of here. It's so much easier to take it off if you don't cut it out like I just did here, but we'll get it. I'm just trying to find that paper backing. There we go. There. Comes off like a sticker. All right, and this will help me, I think, center it a little bit better too. All right, and luckily I have the lines right here, so I can just put it right on the lines. Yeah, I just did my nails about 10 minutes before coming on here. There was a little paint on my nails yet, so I tried to cover it up with more nail polish paint for my painting class. All right, there we go. That is good and centered in there. I have a little extra on the side just to hold it to the fabric a little bit better. It sticks really well on there. I'm kind of rubbing on it a lot, but here we go. So here is up close. We can see all our tiny, tiny little lines. So all right, let's pick out some floss. I think I'm going to use the same colors that's suggested right here, because that's it feels like peonies. I was thinking if I did everything for my garden, it would be just all green, and I wanted to play a little bit more than just all green, so I thought I'll just let these be peonies. Oh, thanks! Yeah, I'm so excited about the oil painting class. I go there and I'm so just pumped, and I don't know, when we started painting, I just got to zone out and it was so fun. I don't know, I really enjoyed it. So let's see what it says. So the herringbone stitch is a dark green. The straight tiny little stitch here is a dark pink. And the lazy daisy is a medium pink. So all right, let's check things out here. Oh, well, I will show you. I'll show a picture. I'm just so in love. Yeah, I took a picture of the of my painting class again. I'm just having such a good time with it. So here's here's where I'm at so far. So here, let's see if I can zoom in. Oops, sorry guys, wrong thing. There. Oh man, why can't I zoom in? Hold on. I clearly don't know how to use my phone. There, so this is it so far, and so remember I did that black underpainting? Here's the, ooh, it's really bright. There's the apples in back, oops, sorry, the apples in back there. It's on this hideous yellow tablecloth, and that's what we're gonna try. We're trying to match color, so that's, I started to put the pink things on, the pink flowers, and next I'm gonna add that yellow tablecloth, and then some background. But I'm pretty much done with the apples in that bowl. But yeah, I'm having so much fun, and let's see, oh, there's my palette. We learned how to mix colors yesterday, and all these colors, every single color comes from 3 colors only, even the black. It comes from a red, a green, and a yellow, and that's how we made the black, how we made everything. So that was really fun to learn. And then I think I have one of like the whole room. So this is the whole room, the painting studio, and some of the other artists painting. So anyway, it was so fun. I am so in love with it. Yeah, luckily I was all different colors, but I don't have nearly as much on my hands as I did that first time, because we actually got to use paintbrushes this time. That first time when we did the underpainting, we were just taking a rag and wiping off black paint, so I had like a black rag and black paint everywhere. But we got to use paintbrushes, so I was a little farther away from the mess. All right, I need a good peony looking color. You know, I think I'm going to just use that. I grabbed that right away. It's kind of like a pink with a hair of orange in. I kind of think it's pretty. So let's have this be our little petal bit here. And then we wanted a dark pink for the little crossing part. Use a purple. What if we do like a fun purple with that? That could be kind of pretty. Let's just do that. And then we wanted a green for the herringbone. We could do a bright, fun green. Ooh, wow, that's crazy bright. Or we could do like a, oops, ooh, how about that one? That's really pretty. And then I can use this up maybe. Let's do that. Let's just get to it right away. Let's make quick decisions. So I think we'll just go with that and see where we end up. I think there'll be a lot of greens in the rest of it, although that's really pretty. I'm going to use the brighter green. Brighter green. We'll use a lot of greens for the rest of it, I think. So, okay, we're starting with the herringbone stitch. So let me sit down here. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to use all sorts of greens, like a different green for each one, even though then we'll be not using a bunch of thread, but that's okay. The thread's here to use. So I'm going to just grab about that length. I could use shorter thread and then use a bunch of different threads to save floss since I'm only using one strand, but that just sounds like a lot of work, so I'm going to just use one kind of longer piece. All right, so now to take one strand out is super easy. It's actually the easiest way to split your floss. And all you're going to do is separate one, so you have like one little strand here. All right, I got 2 there. Here we go. So there's one strand of floss. Let's see if I can get you guys in focus a little bit better. I do 3 strands for my patterns usually, typically. So I'll split mine into 3 for my patterns. This one calls for just the 1. So I'm going to hold that 1 strand separately from the rest of my strands, and then I'm going to hold securely there, and I'm just going to pull that strand out and let the entire bit bunch up like crazy. And it'll come right out, and this will all release perfectly and be totally intact for using it later. It's kind of awesome. So, all right, setting that aside, here is our 1 strand. You're at mine back, but on the opposite, the bulk. Back on the opposite bulk. When you put the thread, wrapping it to your bobbin again? Is that what you're talking about? All right, so I'm going to actually tie a knot. Do it again. I will when we do another color. All right, so I'm going to just tie a knot in here. I am going to do an away knot like how I usually start designs, except for since I'm not using a hoop, I don't want a giant flopping loop in the back of my embroidery, so I'm going to kind of just weave this in a little bit, almost as if I'm basting, just so I can keep my away knot out of the way a little bit. And you can, the reason I'm using an away knot is because then I can, I'll be able to weave in my ends when I'm done. So we'll go to like right there. So I'm just, I tied a knot over here just to keep that bit that I want to weave in out of my way while I stitch. And remember, when I sewed this, I left a little bit around each edge, like you can see, especially here. So since I am kind of going to manhandle this a little bit, I'll be able to trim it down and still have my nice edge. All right, so we're going to start with the herringbone stitch. Let's get this in focus. You could go back and forth 3 times and then pick it out with no knot. Yeah, that's what I will do. I'll do that after the first strand. So after all my other ones, I'll weave back and forth in the back. But right now, I don't have anything to weave back and forth in, so that's why I'm starting it with the away knot. All right, in focus there. So a herringbone stitch is kind of like doing a big cross stitch. So I'm going to start right there, right at the seam. All right. So I'm going to go all the way to the end of the line there, go straight in, and then come back up at the end of the next line. And then we're going to cross over that first stitch all the way to this other side here. So we kind of just made a big X. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. There. So this is all the way through. So we're just going to keep crossing like a little lattice all the way to the end. It's super quick, fun, pretty decorative, especially when we add these other little notches into here. With the dark pink, it's just going to be really pretty, I think. So I'm going to just keep cruising down the line here. So another way, if you see me embroider, you know that I really like the stab. So I stab it, and then I pull it back. I stab it straight down, pull it all the way through, and then I stab it back up and pull it all the way through. I find that way you can get a lot better accuracy. But the other way to do it is just to go, where's the end of this stitch? Like there. To go down and then out right away, like that. That would be another way to do it. Then you kind of do both those motions all at once. I kind of find that I'm more accurate with the stabbing, just stabbing like this and then coming back up. In theory, it takes longer, but I'm just used to it. But yeah, in theory, it'd be much faster to just go to bloop, 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 just down and up in the same motion, but I don't know. Old habits and all that. It shouldn't pucker. It's just, because it'll maybe pucker while you're doing it, but then it should release itself afterwards. Just fine. Yeah, I mean, I like the stabbing just because I go straight up and down, and I can be sure that I'm getting in the exact spot that I want. I'm sure other people are very accurate doing it the other way. I'm just used to doing it this way, and I like it. Yeah, for me, it definitely has more control. Especially when you have this stabilizer on. It's a little more difficult to just weave it in and out in the same stitch. So it's extremely humid in here right now. I don't think we put the air on today, so it's like super hot and steamy in here. I'm curious if my needle's gonna get sticky. Because I think sometimes, some people have complained about the Faber-Selby makes their needle sticky, and I suspect it's because of kind of high humidity. I'm kind of curious to see if that happens tonight, so I'll let you know for sure. It's only ever happened to me twice, I think. I do a lot of embroidery, and it's only happened to me twice that my needle's gotten sticky, and you can just wipe it off. Oh yeah, sweaty hands, that could be too. I do have probably sweaty hands right now. It's just so, like I can feel like the sweat coming down my face right now, so I'm sure that's gonna look real pretty later. But yeah, we've been, I don't know why we haven't, oh, I know why, because we had the windows open all day, because it was a little cooler today, and then it got rainy, and it was just so nice with the windows open, but I think it's accumulated now into that hot and steamy point, and it's time to turn the air on again. But we've been holding off putting the air in the bedroom. In the bedroom we have to put in a whole window air conditioner every year, and we kind of hold off doing that. It wasn't actually all that warm today. I think it was in maybe the low 80s, high 70s today. Maybe not even that, but it's just so humid, and it's stormed. I think we're actually in a tornado warning not a tornado warning. I think we're in a tornado watch in our county for another like 5 minutes or so. We had a pretty good thunderstorm this afternoon. So just steamy, steamy, steamy. It's the humidity that kind of gets you here. All right, see how quick this went? I mean, we're almost done with this green, and I had a good amount of thread left, so that worked out plenty good. Oops, this little stray end here keeps wanting to, there, let's just get rid of them. All right, one last stitch. There's not much to weave in yet, but we will give it a go. Just to weave in this stitch on the back. Woo, 89 there, that's hot. 95 heat index, sprinkled a bit, so humid too. Yeah, that's a lot. All right, I'm gonna weave in the end here. A couple big stitches. Yeah, it really did rain all afternoon. My husband and I were gonna we went for a walk in the morning, but we were gonna go for an afternoon walk to walk and mail some packages and go get coffee. But that ended up being a drive because it had just gotten done pouring, and we thought, maybe it's probably not good to be somewhere. Let's like out on in the rain, so possible rain, so let's just drive. But oh man, I had the best coffee today. Got fancy coffee. It was so good from Peace Coffee, which is here in town. It's just so yummy. They make the best lattes. Okay, here we are. So here's the herringbone stitch. So we got all those little crisscrosses going. It's so cute. It's perfect for a garden. It looks like a little lattice work. Let's see if I can get a little closer, see if you guys can check that out. Yeah, so a bunch of little tiny X's. So it is just like cross stitch. We're doing little X's, but we're just extending each So we're going like long, short, long, like all the diagonals are long and all the back little parts are short. So you can really just draw two parallel lines, two parallel lines, and then go from line to line. You don't need like a whole design like this. You can just draw the two lines and go back and forth. That works fine too. So all right, let's do the next part. Let's do all these tiny little tick marks that are. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should do that last because they kind of overlap our lazy daisies a little bit, don't they? Oh, maybe they're not supposed to. No, they're down lower. Never mind. They go right over the cross. So that's where we're going to put them all. We're going to put them all over every single cross. And that's actually called couching. So these are kind of like couching stitches. When I say couching, it sounds wrong in my mouth. So tell me if I'm wrong, but it's like couching, which is basically it holds down other stitches. So we're basically couching these X's down at the X point, and that'll help keep the lattice kind of in its place and sturdy because we're kind of tacking it down is what we're doing with the pink. So all right, let's get our dark pink. Man, this is gonna go faster than I thought. Oh, the lazy daisies will take us some time, but man, these little hash marks and these little tick marks and this lattice, that'll go real fast. This is way too much floss. I don't need that much. Let's maybe a little bit more. Oh, you know what? Let's weave in my my away knot quick before I forget to. So I'm just gonna snip that knot. And this is the only time I'm gonna do this. Every other time I will, now that I have stitches, I'll weave in the back to start out. I think we got one more little bit there. Okay, so this is actually kind of short. I should have made that longer needle. You know what? I might just weave this into my seam allowance. I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I could have done earlier, just woven this back and forth in my seam allowance. That's what I'm going to do now. Wouldn't wait until you... I mean, I could. Sometimes I leave all... Like, when I'm using a lot of away knots, sometimes I'll leave them all till the end. And, oops, I'm going to lose my thread. Yeah, and then I'll leave them to the end and then weave all of them in all at once. It just kind of depends how I feel. But yeah, I could have waited a little longer, but I'm just going to weave it in and out of the fabric. I'm thinking that's going to be good enough. Let's just do it that way. It's probably a little bit more secure this way, but oh well. I don't think we're going to have a problem. You know, we're going to quilt this down, and I don't think we'll be able to pull that out. So, all right. This is actually working really well, the Fabri-Selvi for this. I was a little unsure with just this little piece, but it's working great. Okay, so I think this will be enough. We'll get one more loop out of there. Half loop. All right, I'm going to snip that. So these are going to be our little hash marks. So again, let's get that one strand out of here. There we go. All right, and I'm gonna just pull it all out again. It's so fast and easy, and it just all releases, all perfect. Yeah, there, whee! Okay, where'd my needle go? Right here. Okay, there we go. So this one I'm gonna just weave in, and you know what? I might start at the top so I have this extra bulk that I can weave it in. Let's start here. All right. Back and forth 3 times. Oh man, you guys, all I want to do is paint now. I just want to get better at painting and just paint more. There was a moment, you know that moment when you craft, and to me this is why I knit and why I crochet. You have that moment when you craft where you just are like in a total zen mode and you can totally chill out and you feel awesome and just so relaxed. I felt like that for a moment. And I'm like, oh man, I'm in like total craft zen mode right now. This is awesome. And I didn't know that painting would be like that. So I'm pretty stoked. And it makes me definitely want to do it more because I love finding crafts that are like that. All right, so this is like where I'm couching it down. So I'm just doing like one little tick that goes across it. I know, I would love to Periscope it. I'm a little, I don't know, this is the wrong way to say it. Oh no, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like maybe once I know everyone else in there a little bit more, maybe then I will. Because right now, everyone's so quiet. It's totally weird. Like I'm the vibe of the class, the people are it's a little weird yet. I'm trying to, be friendly and talk to everyone and all that, and some people seem like they'd be really friendly, but we're still in that early class. Everyone's so quiet, and we're all strangers, and that sort of mode yet, so it's a little goofy. Yeah, Periscope at home. Yeah, exactly. So I definitely want to do more of this, more painting for sure, because like still lifes too. Like I've always kind of wanted to have like a still life set up and painted or whatever. I just think that'd be like so fun. Or have an excuse to buy flowers every week or something and paint a different bouquet or like a little group of flowers, or pick wildflowers from the garden and that sort of thing. Or like irises and lilies of the valley and all the flowers that we kind of have here, and just put them in a little something and paint it. I just thought that'd be awesome. So I don't know, we'll see. I'd love to. Our basement is like a crazy mess right now, but I'd love to clean it all up. I mean, like, crazy mess. We have to redo our wall too, because it's cinder block and it leaches a little bit, this weird stuff. So there's a special process that we have to do to really seal it up to keep the water out or the moisture out and all that. But I want to do that and then put like, I want on all the walls, I want like pegboard so that we can have like our walls do anything we want. Like if we wanted to hang, that kills stuff. If we want to hang lights, we can just hook them to the pegboard, or if I can put all my rulers, okay, we flipped, all my rulers and, anything. Like it'll be like a modular wall almost because it's pegboard. So that's what I have in my head right now. I don't know. We'll see if that happens. I mean, it needs like a serious clean. First of all, like clean as in cleaning out all the crevices and all that, but clean as in you can't walk down there because there's so much stuff right now. And it's fabric. It's bins. It's bins upon plastic bins of fabric, and then all my trade show stuff and just a bunch of other stuff. But I'd like to convert the basement into where I do my scope. So I'd like to move from my kitchen, where I'm at now, and move to the basement where I can have everything set up and not be in anyone's way, and have the sewing machine, and even maybe move my office down there, like computers and all that, and and then have a painting area down there too. I'd like that just to be the area to do all that stuff. So we'll see. But that'd be nice. Then it won't be up here anymore. It took me 3 months to gut your attic. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, Suzanne. Like that's going to be the deal. And it's all stuff that needs to be somewhere still, and I don't know where that place would be. And I don't know, we'd probably have to get more shelves, but there's not, like, it has to go somewhere, and if I want to, like, actually have this space be a functional, nice space, it can't be there, but it has to go somewhere. I don't know. A lot of it isn't stuff that I can get rid of at this point. And, and then it's just stuff like, we have all our computer boxes and stuff, like our gigantic Mac boxes, but we travel with them sometimes, so we want to keep those boxes because we actually do use them yet. But man, they're huge, and things like that, Yeah, I know, it's that whole does it bring you joy thing, and you know what? We whittled it down a lot of it, so I'll definitely be going through it for that, like, does this bring you joy? But, I need stuff for trade shows yet, and I don't know. I'm a little confused at how it's going to work, but it's going to have to get done. So I have faith that it'll work out, but man, it needs some serious time inserted into that if I'm going to really do that. So I don't know, we'll see. But that would be ideal, especially for filming this stuff. I would like it to be down in the basement there. Basement clearing. All right, last stitch of this. See, this is going quick, guys. And we'll start all these lazy daisies. I'm thinking we probably won't get all these lazy daisies done, but I don't know. We'll work on it. Maybe we will. It'd be nice to be able to finish this one little row. It is so cute. I'm having fun stitching with just the one strand of thread, I gotta say. It just feels special, actually, stitching with just the one strand. It's kind of fun. This itty bitty dainty little bit. It's just kind of neat. So I did stitch for the measure twice, cut once. For the ruler, the numbers and all that, I did one strand of floss. And it kind of came out, when I took the Fabricelli out, it was kind of a little wonky, but I kind of like it like that. I'm wondering if this, because it's just one tiny little strand, I wonder if that'll end up being the same. But I don't know, we'll see. All right, snipping that. All right, so here is that so far. Let me get that in focus for you guys. All right, I don't know if that, I'm not sure that went into focus. All right, so there we are. Got that little tick mark over the X's, and now I think I'm gonna we're gonna use some of this pink for the rest of it, and we are gonna call it peonies, because I like peonies. Strand stuck in there, so we'll probably use more floss on this one, so I'm not going to worry about cutting a little bit more than I did with the other colors. All right, should we do the wee again? Might look better until I wash the Selvia out. Oh, don't rub. Okay, I will not rub. Yeah, we might have to do some delicate, moving things kind of back in place a little bit. The thing is, if I did my water-soluble marker, I would have to put it in water anyway, so it would probably be the same effect. And, I mean, to do it with a pencil or something, I don't think I would have a marking tool that's as thin as these lines. So no matter what I would use, I'd probably do some sort of water-soluble something, so it's going in the water no matter what. So I think I would have the problem either way. I'm going to start on this end this time. I'm going to use these stitches to weave in again. I don't see how you can get around it either. Yeah. I mean, you can get around it by not using this trace thing and just drawing. Well, no, but then you'd have to draw the line still. I missed that part on the Lazy Daisy. I'll show you how to, if it was about showing how to do a Lazy Daisy, yep, I will do that right now. Snip this little end off. I like this color pink. I don't know, I have a thing for pinks that are a slightly corally, like these coral pinks, like all these coral pinks, I just think are the prettiest. I don't know, it's been on my favorite color list for a while, and I still really like it, which is odd because I am not a pink person, but I think these warmer pinks, I don't know, where it kind of goes orange, I'm still in love with them. Love, love, love. All right, so let's do a Lazy Daisy stitch. So we're gonna come in, ooh, let's get in focus. Oh wait, I thought my needle came out, but it didn't. So, all right, we are gonna go in, it looks like these all kind of have the same base. So we're gonna pretend that these all start at the same point right there. So let's do that. We're gonna come up right at the base point of all of these. That looks about good. Good enough. All right. So I'm gonna hold it off to the side and I'm going to kind of make a loop. So overall, I have kind of this circle going, and I'm going to go right back in the same exact hole I just came out of. I'm just going to pull it a little while I still have that big circle. So you can see kind of my big pink circle. And then I'm going to come up at the opposite end of the first little loop. I'm a little tough. It's a little tough because I'm right by the seam allowance. But there we go, like that. So in and out of the same hole, and then coming up on the opposite side of that little loop. And I'm coming inside that circle, right? So as I pull the circle tight, it's going to be blocked by this thread, right? So we got a little loop there. And then to hold this loop in place, since this is just like a loose little loop, to hold it in place, we are going to make one more stitch right on the other side of the loop, probably 1 or 2 threads away from the hole. So I don't really want to go in the same hole. I want to go a little higher, just so I don't accidentally pull the loop all the way through to the back. And then we're just going to gently, that tacks it down. So that's our lazy daisy stitch. The circle, and then back in the same hole, and then coming up and tacking it down. That's all. And then we're gonna, since there's 3 little ones that come up in the same spot, we're gonna just go back up in that same hole. I'm just gonna use just push it out of the side for a little so I can get this circle thing going. And coming back up opposite side. So this, and then, oh, let me just finish it. So like that, and then going on to the other side of the loop and tacking it down like 1 or 2 threads away. And that holds it in place. So one thing that you can do if you don't want to do the stabbing method like I'm doing, you can do your first bit. Let me rotate a little. I go in the same hole down here when I start the stitch, but when I'm tacking it down, I don't go in the same hole. I go 1 or 2 threads of this fabric, like 1 or 2 threads over, just because if I go in the same hole, I risk pulling that whole thing through to the back. And by having a couple threads from the fabric in the way, there's no way I can do that. So there's no way that I can pull it through, which is good. I don't want to pull my loop through. So one thing, if you're not like that stab method that I've been using, this is another thing. So I kind of have this loop going again. I have my thumb holding this off to the side so I get the loop. You can go down and then up right away on the opposite side, which is actually really easy for lazy daisy stitches. So I'm pulling it through at the same time. I'm going through that circle, and there's my loop, and then I'm just gonna, here's where you can see. So I came out of this hole right here. I'm just gonna go slightly, like 2 threads away, and that's where I will tack down the loop. That's how you did it. Oops, see, I pulled a little too much of that loop away. There we go. And you can putz around with them, shape them a little bit better. But there we go. That's our first little, our little peony. That's what I'm calling them. Little peonies. Let's see. Should I go all the way up here and then all the way back down? I think we'll zigzag. Lazy Susan. All right. So I'm a stabber, so I'm going to keep stabbing, even though actually for lazy daisies, it's actually really kind of easy going sideways through. I don't know, maybe I'll do half stabbing and half how about this? This side I'll stab, this side I will do the in and out way, just for practice. How about that? All right, this one I'm going in the same hole here. And yeah, I think we we're almost done here already, so I think we probably will not keep going with these lazy daisies. We'll have to pick this up, pick up the lazy daisies tomorrow. Oh, hey Pax. Yep, I will get this up on YouTube right when I'm done here, so it'll probably be live tomorrow morning. But I'm excited. It's fun to do all the little stitching. It is so dainty with this one strand. It is kind of crazy. All right, so here is the second little bit. Let's cross over again. All right, this one, let's try and do that in and out method. It's a little faster, I think. I don't know, just with the Fabricelvi there, it's sometimes hard to know if you're going, oops, I'm getting a little tangled there. If you're going in and out in the right spot, I think, so I still prefer the stabbing method. I think I'm going to just keep stabbing. All right, I flipped around. And I'm just rotating my fabric like what I just did to however it feels most comfortable. It's not like I'm doing, I flip to one side for one reason and one the other. It's just when I'm starting to feel, yeah, I'm going to stab it. It's just when I'm feeling a little awkward, like if I'm starting to turn weird, then I'm like, okay, let's rotate the fabric. It's like what I say with my aha moment in preschool when my teacher told me to move the paper, not the scissors. It's kind of the same thing here. Move the fabric, not your hands and needle. Yeah, I think these colors are looking really cute. I love this pink. This just corally pink. These are colors that, I don't think I'm using at all in the Splendid Sampler, but actually, you know what? In the Nature's Walk embroidery, I do have a lot of these crazy pink colors, so, and actually this bright green and stuff too, so I think this will go with, the Nature's Walk black. Yep, I definitely feel like I have more control stabbing as well, and it's just kind of how I learned to do it, and so I'm just more comfortable doing it. I know it takes longer, for sure, because you're doing kind of twice as much work, but I like it. I like the control of it, and I don't know, it feels right to me. But I know, especially if you do a lot of hand quilting and stuff, it's probably a little weird. The green is the herringbone stitch. That stripy red fabric reminds me of that color, the stripy red. Oh yeah, it is very similar to this. This is about the same thickness as that stripy red fabric that I have. The one strand of floss is almost the same thickness, which is just kind of funny. It'd be fun to do a little a little herringbone zigzag stitch with one strand of floss. It'd look just the same. Chevron, there we go. That's the word. Herringbone is, yeah, I think they're kind of the same thing. Yeah, chevron. I always screwed up houndstooth and herringbone. Herringbone is the zigzag. Houndstooth is that fun plaid looking squares with little tick marks all around. Oh, that's interesting. That could be herringbone, offset chevron. Look at all these little pink guys. I like this color so much. I know my fingers aren't black. Yeah, I got to paint with color, and I painted with paintbrushes too this time, so I wasn't smudging my hands all over the painting like last week. Last week was just the underpainting, and we did that in a different way than the actual painting. So I'm almost out of floss here. Let's see if I can get one more round in. Nope, I didn't use gloves. I had some, but it just feels funny. I feel like I can uh, hold my brush a little bit better without it and just kind of feel what I'm doing a little bit more, I think. And I didn't get nearly as dirty. But maybe for that underpainting, maybe for that I'll use gloves, because that would make a lot more sense. No, my needle isn't getting sticky, so I don't know. Maybe as it gets more humid or something. I don't know. Like I said, it's only happened to me like 2 times, and I'm kind of waiting for it to happen again so I can think about it and pinpoint like why it's doing it. But no, it's good to go yet. Maybe if I stitch, 3 more hours here or something, it would get sticky, but we're good still. I'm gonna try and squeak out one more little lazy daisy here. I'm kind of running low on my floss, but I think we'll have enough to weave it in yet. Then I think we'll call it a night, and we'll pick this up, pick up all these lazy daisies tomorrow. We'll definitely, I'm thinking, be able to get all the rest of the lazy daisies done. So, I don't know, that would take, I think all of these might take at least 2 sessions, because they all have quite a bit. Once we get the little middle section down on all of them, all these extra details are quite detail heavy. So, like this one has 3 little lazy daisies, other ones have 3 little French knots, and the other one has 3 little lazy daisies and French knots. So, I mean, it's gonna, all these itty bitty bits, oh, I almost started another one, I gotta weave it in, are taking just a lot of time. But yeah, the beginning went super duper fast. Yeah, it's surprisingly fast. I didn't think it'd go that fast. I think I'm gonna weave it in the same spot that I'm weaving all these other bits in. Yeah, that herringbone stitch is so quick. Oh, you'll miss me tomorrow. What are you up to, Pax? And just those little tick marks, these little dark purple, dark pink tick marks, tacking straight stitch things, went real quick too. All right, there we are. I will trim that. And we have a start of our embroidery. So there we go. Let's get really close up. All right, I think that got in focus, but there's our idiot. I mean, okay, look at how big they are compared to my finger. I mean, they're so small. I have the smallest fingers ever, and they're teeny, teeny, tiny. I'll show it. I'm gonna flip you guys around, and I'll show you what it looks like next to me, and then you'll just really realize how super teeny, teeny, tiny. Oh, I missed what you said, Pax. All right, I'm gonna flip you guys around. For us trying to have dinner once a month. Oh, that sounds like an awesome time, Pax. All right, I'm gonna flip you around. All right, hey guys, you can see the humidity. I'm just sweating and dying here. But look, teeny, teeny, tiny. It is so small, but so cute, I think. It'll be just so special and sweet when we get every single row on here. And I got my fence, that's gonna guard all the little plants. And I'm excited. I'm really loving this block. And I really love that we made it so fast, too. I love when we can take that square and just cut diagonally and get all these 4 triangles. I don't know. Something about the economy of that I really like. So, all right, guys. That's it for this evening. We will continue all this pink little stitching tomorrow. And then what's tomorrow? Wednesday? Oh, then it's new black on Thursday, so we'll just get one of these little segments done, and then we'll have a new block. So this will go on the unfinished block side of my binder. All right, guys, thanks again. This will go on YouTube at Penguinandfish Movies early tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll get it up tonight, and it'll go up overnight. And then you'll be able to see it there. And we'll get going on this again tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Central. Thanks so much for joining me. You guys are awesome. I will see you tomorrow. Good night.